Bears. Exploring the mighty mammals of the wilderness. We would like to take this opportunity to welcome you to the enthralling world of bears, where these imposing mammals roam the wilds with their fascinating behaviors and an imposing presence. During this in-depth investigation, we will investigate the wide variety of bear species, their distinct adaptations, the ecological roles they play, the interactions between humans and bears, the challenges conservation faces, and the strategies that can be used to coexist. We invite you to accompany us as we set out on an adventure through the wondrous world of bears. Bears are members of the Ursidae family and can be found flourishing in a wide variety of environments throughout the Northern Hemisphere. These environments include forests, mountains, tundra, and even ice floes in the Arctic. Bears are found in North America, Europe, and Asia, and there are 8 species that are still alive today. Bears are characterized by a remarkable diversity in terms of their size, appearance, and behavior. All bear species, from the colossal Kodiak bear to the elusive sun bear, have distinct characteristics that are a reflection of how they have adapted to their environment and the way they live their lives. Within the Ursidae family, there are 8 species that are still alive today. These species include the American black bear, the brown bear, the polar bear, the Asiatic black bear, the sloth bear, the sun bear, the spectacled bear, and the giant panda. These species can be found in a diverse array of ecosystems, ranging from dense rainforests and alpine meadows to coastal shores and icy Arctic regions. Despite the fact that some species, such as the brown bear, have large populations that are dispersed across a wide area, other species, such as the giant panda, are in a state of critical endangered status, with only a few thousand individuals remaining in the wild. Bears are equipped with a number of anatomical and physiological adaptations that allow them to survive in the environments in which they are found. These are some of the most important modifications. 1. Size and strength of an enormous magnitude. Bears are among the largest terrestrial carnivores, with some species, such as the polar bear and the Kodiak bear, reaching weights that are greater than 1,000 kilograms, 2,200 pounds. Foraging for food, defending territories, and even taking down large prey when necessary are all things that they are able to do thanks to their muscular build and powerful limbs. 2 different types of diets. Despite the fact that the majority of bears are omnivorous and consume a wide range of plant and animal matter in their diets, the specific dietary preferences of bears vary depending on the species and the habitat in which they live. For instance, brown bears are opportunistic feeders that consume a variety of foods, such as berries, roots, insects, and carrion. Polar bears, on the other hand, primarily consume seals and other marine mammals as their primary source of nutrition. 3. The hibernation process. During the winter months, when there are fewer sources of food availability, many different species of bears go into periods of hibernation. Bears enter a state of reduced metabolic activity during hibernation, which causes them to lower their body temperature and conserve energy until the arrival of spring, which is the trigger that causes them to resume their normal activities. Bears are able to endure harsh environmental conditions and conserve energy reserves for reproduction and survival of the species through the process of hibernation. 4. A highly developed sense of smell. The exceptional sense of smell that bears possess allows them to locate potential threats in their environment, locate potential mates, and detect food. Bears rely on their sense of smell to do all of these things. As a result of their highly developed sense of smell, they are able to detect scent cues from a considerable distance, which enables them to be successful hunters and foragers in a variety of environments. The roles and interactions of ecosystem resources. Bears are the top predators, seed dispersers, and ecosystem engineers, all of which are important roles in the dynamics of different ecosystems. Some of their most important contributions to the environment include: 1. The behavior of predators and prey. As apex predators, bears contribute to the regulation of prey populations, which helps to prevent overgrazing and maintain the equilibrium of the ecosystem. Bears exert an indirect influence on the dynamics of vegetation, the health of soil, and the structure of habitats by controlling herbivore populations. This can have a significant impact on the composition and function of ecosystems. 2. The process of seed dispersal. Due to the fact that they consume a wide variety of fruits, berries, and seeds, bears play a significant role in the process of seed dispersal. Bears spread seeds across the landscape through their feces. Bears contribute to the diversity of plants and the regeneration of forests by spreading seeds across large areas. This helps to facilitate the establishment of new vegetation and enhances the resilience of habitats. 3. The process of nutrient cycling. Through their consumption of organic matter and subsequent redistribution of nutrients across the landscape, bears play an essential part in the process of nutrient cycling. Bears contribute to the fertility of soil, the enrichment of nutrients, and the productivity of ecosystems through their feeding activities and the excretion of feces. This helps to ensure that terrestrial ecosystems remain healthy and vital while also promoting ecosystem productivity. Carrion consumption and scavenging are the fourth step. Carrion and carcasses that have been left behind by other predators or by natural mortality events are the primary sources of food for bears, which are efficient scavengers. By recycling nutrients from decomposing organic matter, bears contribute to the overall functioning of food webs and nutrient cycles, which in turn helps to maintain the health of ecosystems and prevent the spread of disease. The relationship between humans and bears is a complicated and multifaceted one, marked by conflicts, conservation efforts, and the cultural significance of bears. What are some of the most important aspects of interactions between humans and bears? 1. To begin, there is a conflict with human activities, especially in regions where habitat encroachment, resource extraction, and recreational development intersect with bear habitat. Bears frequently come into conflict with human activities. This is especially true in areas where bear habitat is being developed. Conflicts between humans and bears can result in damage to property, the destruction of livestock, and safety concerns for both humans and bears. As a result, effective management strategies are required to reduce the number of conflicts that occur and emphasize the importance of coexistence. 2. Challenges regarding conservation. There are many obstacles that bears must overcome in order to be protected, such as the destruction of their habitat, illegal trade, poaching, climate change, and human disturbance. Bear populations are threatened by habitat fragmentation and degradation because it reduces the amount of available habitat, restricts dispersal corridors, and increases the number of conflicts between humans and wild animals. Additionally, bear populations are subject to significant dangers as a result of illegal hunting and poaching, particularly in regions where bears are hunted for their pelts, body parts, or traditional medicine. 3. Impacts of climate change. Bear populations are facing significant challenges as a result of climate change, which affects the suitability of their habitat, the availability of food, and the success of their reproductive efforts. Polar bears are in danger of extinction as a result of the melting of sea ice in the Arctic. Additionally, changes in precipitation patterns and the dynamics of vegetation have an effect on the food resources available to bears in terrestrial ecosystems. In order to protect bear populations from the effects of climate change, it is necessary to implement adaptation strategies. These strategies include the restoration of habitat, the expansion of protected areas, and the mitigation of conflicts between humans and wildlife. 4. Importance to traditional culture. Bears are revered as symbols of strength, wisdom, and spiritual power in many indigenous cultures and traditional societies. Bears hold cultural significance in these societies and cultures. Bear ceremonies, rituals, and stories that have been passed down through the generations reflect the profound connection that exists between humans and bears, highlighting the significance of bears as cultural icons and as stewards of the environment. To successfully preserve bears and the environments in which they live, it is necessary to employ a variety of strategies and methods that are geared toward addressing the underlying causes of threats and fostering a sustainable coexistence between humans and bears. The following are some important conservation strategies. 1. Protecting and restoring habitats, preserving and restoring habitats. In addition, it is essential to restore bear habitat by establishing protected areas, habitat corridors, and wildlife reserves in order to maintain bear populations that are viable and to preserve the integrity of the ecosystem. The identification of priority areas for conservation and the implementation of effective habitat management practices can be facilitated through collaborative efforts that involve government agencies, conservation organizations, and local communities. 2. Prevention of conflicts between humans and wild animals. Electric fencing, bear-proof food storage, and community outreach programs are some of the measures that can be implemented to reduce human-bear conflicts. These measures can help minimize negative interactions and promote peaceful coexistence. The empowerment of communities to adopt proactive measures to prevent conflicts and protect both human and bear safety can be achieved through education and outreach efforts that aim to raise awareness about bear behavior, ecology, and conservation. 3. Law enforcement and efforts to prevent poaching have been made. For the purpose of combating illegal hunting, trade, and trafficking of bears and their body parts, it is essential to strengthen law enforcement measures and anti-poaching efforts. Assisting in the disruption of illegal wildlife trade networks and discouraging poaching activities can be accomplished through the implementation of stringent penalties for wildlife crimes, the enhancement of surveillance and monitoring systems, and the collaboration with law enforcement agencies and international partners. 4. Adaptation to global climate change. The development of climate change adaptation strategies that address the impacts of climate change on bear habitat, food resources, and population dynamics is essential for ensuring the long-term survival of bear populations. These strategies should be developed in relation to climate change. Bears can be helped to thrive in environments that are constantly changing by conservation efforts that are centered on habitat connectivity, ecosystem resilience, and adaptive management. These initiatives can help bears to withstand the challenges that climate change presents. Bears are magnificent creatures that play important roles in the preservation of ecosystem health, preservation of biodiversity, and preservation of ecological balance. The conservation and protection of these iconic mammals for future generations can be accomplished through collaborative efforts if we have a better understanding of their biology, behavior, and ecological significance. We are able to ensure the continued existence of bears and the well-being of their habitats for future generations by collaborating on conservation efforts, conducting public awareness campaigns, and implementing sustainable management practices. Join us in the fight to save bears and preserve our natural heritage. Please subscribe, like, and share the video. Together, we can make a difference for these magnificent mammals and the ecosystems they inhabit.